Howdy everyone, Jampot here. Time to play more Galaxy. I've been trying to make Boy Who Cried Werewolf work. Sometimes it kind of works. Like it's not that it never wins, but I definitely am not sure what I'm trying to do with it yet. The thing that I've basically noticed is that like you really don't want to get too baited into trying to proc this super early. There's no scaling inherently on it, right? And there's not enough like gigantic stats early for you to get a payoff from a gigantic animal that's worth the like couple other mid animals that you bought. Not that that could never happen, like a huge Minotaur can make a difference, but it's not really about that. So I've been finding that it's a lot better to try and set up your shot buffs early however you can, and then try and pivot into this once that's set up. You can get some pretty exciting monstros. Um, Flopsy is really feast or famine. When it hits, it's gigantic. Like if you can get it big, it has a really powerful effect, right? You can just kind of buy animal, and then buy the leftmost character, and it's an animal and gets gigantic, but it's a little bit hard to set up. I guess with what I was saying about animals not really being the priority early, Pied Piper doesn't seem to make a ton of sense. What else would I put in here? I mean, I guess Wink, but I don't want to. That's truly like the beginning and end of it. It's not smart. Butcher is kind of interesting. Maybe I can Butcher. Because it's not like this is a crazy high end or anything like that, and it kind of has some awkward pieces. If I took that, I'd be a little bit inclined to take out some of these epics, but I think it's okay still. They're very powerful, and you certainly don't always hit Butcher. Toady doesn't make sense in a Butcher deck, though. Tarmina just doesn't do it. Huh. Yeah, really not seeing much of anything that's like enticing me. We could just take Glory Seeker. I think it's okay. Yeah, let's try it. I mean, here, running the Glory Seeker, right? That's a sign that, at least I want to click it when it's showing up in common. That's something. I'm trying not to play Peachy Queen as much, just in general, but I think in this kind of circumstance, it's exactly what I'm trying to do. Even if Peachy Queen, like, gets a lot weaker, it's still what I'm going to be trying to do, so I don't mind it. I also don't hate picking up an animal. It's better to have an animal than to not, but it's not a priority. And I think this is one of the really important things when you're developing kind of a, oh, that was so lucky. Oh no, no, it was, yeah, it was huge. Uh, when you're developing a sort of offbeat strategy is to make sure that like to get to the point when you actually understand when it's shining and when it's working, and then try and set up the conditions that make it shine, and that's how you can see if it's good enough to like play with the big boys that are the meta like uh strategies and decks. Because otherwise, if you just try and like force every animal, or if you're playing Serena, you try and like force every targeted spell, I think it's just not strong enough. But if you understand that like, oh, having access to, for example, like uh a times two double double every time that it shows up first is something that can win games, you can try and change the rest of your game plan to see if that's strong enough, and sometimes it is. Jack Frost with Peachy Queen, just great. Miseria, perfect. This is another way to buff or shop essentially, right? Because it just, the characters have that bonus. I still don't want to lose. I very likely might. Let's nudge it this way. Yeah, that's fine. The thing is, like, even if I healed off of that fight, I would have wanted to. I'd rather lose than tie, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, because I do want to get this Miseria off my board. I just want to keep moving here. Baby bear hunt. No, I don't think it's the plan. Like, I think the times that I've lost is because I end up with these, like, terrible animal boards. I'm just gonna keep focusing on shop buffs. does make Monstro weaker if I'm playing this way. It's something to consider. Because that's typically been one of the really exciting things about doing this kind of thing. This is a really big backside for a Punxsutawney Phil, but I'm still gonna take it. It's okay. Sugar Plum Larry is exactly what we want. I forgot to check the stats. It was probably bigger, or better to keep the Glory Seeker than the Dragonling, but no big deal. Good job, Phil. I don't think we need this Jack Frost really at this point, but the trouble is I really want to take this goodie bag, and the goodie bag gets a lot worse without the Jack Frost. I wish we had an animal, because what I would love to do is to set up so that the Will-o'-the-Wisp buff was going on, getting doubled. Could move off of this Peachy Queen. Again, I'd kind of like to keep it for a tiny bit longer. Let's try something like this. Moving my summon to the front, give Phil a little bit more of a chance to get attacked. I don't know how this is gonna work. That's how it's gonna work. That's fine. Pretty happy to get a Constellation prize. Just really hope we can bounce back from here. It's a nice pop-up air, goodness. Yeah, okay. Peachy Queen, thank you. Boonwillow, that's a nice thing to be an animal, isn't it? Yeah, this is looking okay. I think this feels... but is certainly not big anymore, so don't mind having a little bit more attack on it, but... Too bad. Okay, 1 health, we'll see what we can do with this. I kind of do need to start picking up some animals now. Our shop's pretty big, this is actually mattering. This doesn't really seem to do much, though. This Phil also we can get rid of. I will take a Mr. Fox for sure. Yeah, we want to stop buying Fae. It's possible we wanted to stop buying Fae a little bit earlier, too. Yeah, nudging this now, because this is an animal, it's still gonna be scaling the right, or, both its slot and the things in front of it. That's really nice. It does mean it attacks a little bit earlier. We'll see if that matters. I like Mockingbird pretty well. Probably more important than this goodie bag, but I think this Phil's mostly got to go. Okay, Monstrous, nice thing to double. If we hit another one doubled, that would be really choice. Yeah, goodie bag, I think, has done enough. Okay, just fingers crossed, I guess. I wonder what we'd like to hit of their things. Probably frequent flyer card, but I'm not sure by much. We'd have to pick up a couple other things to set up the engines that make it good, right? Shield of Achilles is kind of cool. Works really well with this, right? Wormscale I have in because I have like Pisces to support the Fae stuff. It's probably not... No, yeah, I think that we can do better. Alright, what have we got? Something really exciting, please. I don't know about really exciting, but is Conan better than Mr. Fox? Probably. That's a big Jasmine Dragon. It takes a lot for me not to want to click on Jasmine Dragon. It's not like this Boonwillow is really doing anything anymore. Yeah, we'll want a big front line against this enemy so that they're less likely to hunt, I think. Nice, alright. Really fun seeing that Conan go off there. KO Star, huh? We have no villains yet. We might. Chain of Camaraderie. Let's just go all in on this. It seems sick. Nothing here for us. Over the Rainbow can do some cool things at some point, but yeah, I'm not sure that we'll want to double whatever this is, but it can't be that bad, right? Mega Mall will be very good if we can pick up, if we do end up picking up Worm Scale. I guess so will Tiamat's Claw. I just don't know that we have enough time. I feel like we're gonna have to spike, but Mega Mall's numbers seem so small. I think we're gonna go for this. That's nice. That's very nice. Gloves of Thieving and Parting. All of these kind of have applications. Parting Gift is kind of not what we're about. I don't think we really want to put that in front. Dragon's Crown will continue to, again, it buffs the characters in the shop, so it helps our doubling. I think we kind of have a lot of random treasure generation already, but it's just not, I don't know, it's not that exciting at the end of the day. It kind of just is a big scar, keeps everything moving, and it's a animal, but sure, although I'm not sure that this is better than that. I don't really want to spew the lucky chest. Yeah, just put our biggest guys in front. Nothing super fancy. This run is looking quite smooth, by the way, and I think it is partially because we had, we spent our first couple shops setting up our good things instead of mediocre things. Yeah, unfortunate that, we're not really getting anything super exciting out of this, but that's okay. That's nice. Double, huh? I don't think that's good. Yeah. I just want the two shops too badly. I think that's mostly interesting to me because of its applications with setting up the, other farewell triggers, but, you know, this number could matter. Captain Hook is a pretty nice one to hit, would be a really good upgrade over this Mockingbird at this point, but I kind of would rather just, I don't know, no, that seems foolish, because if we can get another proc on this, that would be excellent. Would I TLK this? I would. And the Mighty Mouse buff is not big enough to matter. Yeah, this looks okay. I mean, plenty we can lose to, but also plenty of things that we're stronger than. That's nice. Is this buffed? No, but that's okay. I'm just gonna bank this for an animal. Bahamut's a better one to bank because it has bigger base stats. If we find it silver when it's an animal, that might matter. Okay. I don't see what their numbers are yet, but yeah, this is... I don't see the setup for them. Oh, and they're dead. Boon Willow. Is there any chance we want that on board? We're not Friar talking here. You can see the value of us spinning our shops a lot is really high. I'll just do this, get our double shops. I mean, technically all our guys do have farewell, right? This isn't necessarily the best one to set it up with, but it's something. Long John Silver is a little weird because we don't necessarily, I'd be very happy to see these silver in shop, right? I just care enough about having a big number that I'm not gonna worry about that. I kind of want Rolo though. Maybe we can make something happen with that. It's just, you know, setting up this Jasmine Dragon is so nice that that's kind of more what I have in mind. I will say I am facing slightly lower MMR than I usually would, because I've been trying to build up my collection a little bit more and also trying to do stuff like figure out how I can make Boy Who Cried Werewolf win, and that definitely has made me, plummet a fair bit. I've stabilized. Let's see where I am right now, actually. Yeah, right. Like 28th is like I think that I'm certainly very, very far from being as good both in like fundamental, like actual understanding of the game, and also definitely very far in execution. I make a lot of sloppy mistakes than the top players, but I think that like when I'm actually trying and only playing things that I kind of understand and or are very powerful, um, I feel like it's not usually that difficult for me to like sneak back up to top 10. Um, but yeah, I think this is about I think this looks about right. I'm not it's certainly dropped into the 50s when I've just like run 666 on multiple like terrible captain selects and with like no deck for them. So happy at least that it's where it is. Okay, bye for now.